That's right, folks. You're listening to, oh my God, I don't even know what to call this. How about the Midwest
Geek Summit Podcast.
Keith's got some good names.
Hey, everybody, this is Keith.
And Hawk.
Brandon's here.
From Fanatics and the Fan, and we are joining, this is awesome. This much geek in one place. We're out here at the Lebanon Megacon at the Cowan Civic Center. Wow. This is awesome.
This is beyond awesome. Look, we're here doing this mega joint podcast with our friends. Well, introduce yourselves.
Go ahead, Jerry.
All right, I am Jerry McMullen with the worst comic podcast ever.
Good job. Good job, Jerry.
Thank you.
And I'm Jack with the Horrible Movie Podcast.
All right.
Horrible Movie Podcast.
And, of course, we're with Fanatics and the Fan, and we're going to cover some geek stuff.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that's been happening this week, Keith.
A lot of stuff. And so we're going to start out handing this show over.
Hey, it's Jack from the Horrible Movie Podcast. We're going to start off talking a little bit about television.
Cool.
Guys,
Cool.
I don't know about you. What do you guys think about the DC television as far as Flash, Arrow, Legends of Tomorrow? What are our thoughts?
You know what? The ratings have been interesting, as long as we're not talking about Supergirl.
That's true.
As long as we're not talking about storylines either, because the ratings are great, but the storylines.
Now, are all three not good to you? I mean, are you all three kind of like, this is kind of horrible, or what?
There's varying degrees of success in my mind. You know what? Arrow is a good show.
Okay.
That hasn't been as good. The Flash.
It could have been.
The Flash has been excellent with a few recent problems.
Okay.
And DC's Legends of Tomorrow is a TV show that I hear.
Is it too much of a mixed bag, like this scattered mess, or what is it, Brandon?
Well, DC, the Legends of Tomorrow, to begin with, it was just all over the place. There was too much going on, and
They've got too many characters.
They weren't focusing enough on the story.
Mm-hmm.
But the recent
And the
episodes that I've
story
seen
itself is not even that good.
The recent episodes I've seen have started to really focus more on the character building and development, which is where they needed to go with that to begin with.
Yeah.
They should really kind of, Vandal Savage should be the background just happening. It should be the character development. And I really like what they've done with some of the character development most recently.
And, of course, a time travel storyline is very hard to mess with. And you're limiting yourself.
Right.
And they've got a few halfway decent actors, and even some of those people, to me, seems to have dumbed down their skills even.
You've got a cast, and that is very, very good. You've got a writing staff, though, that is pretty much the same. The writing staff for all of those shows, including Supergirl, pretty much the same. Because the basic premise of all three, the basic setup, I should say, of all three shows are the same. You got your big character, who in the comics is usually someone that's more of an individual.
Right.
But for all four of those TV shows now have to have their own team, their own super secret place.
Now, that is true. They all, every episode is some level of team
or
up.
Smart person.
Right.
You've got your, and then on top of the smart person, you got to always have somebody with science angle or a potential love interest. And then, the prerequisite black guy friend. And
Which me and Keith both play well.
Yeah.
It's getting kind of...
It's the same shtick over and over again.
It is. And I think only the Flash does it well. Okay.
Right
on.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. You guys watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Love it.
Yes. Love it.
All thumbs up for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Jerry, what do you think about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Do you watch it?
I do, but I'm a little behind on it right now. Kids and life.
Oh,
and
you know it.
family.
Yeah. There's a lot of TV
it's
too.
hard.
There's a lot of TV. Yeah.
No,
And that's just it. I mean, I could dedicate an entire DVR just to nerd programming right now.
Right.
I mean, there is so much on every night of the week. There is something that's recording that I got to find time to make work into the schedule.
We actually did a show on that, and we're at actually 251 on nerd programming, and it's hard. It's like nerd programming.
Yeah.
It's not even that gray area stuff. It's literally nerd programming. And Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is so awesome. That's my tie-in. Shout out to Ming Na, who we got to hang out with and interview with. Woohoo!
Well, one of the best things about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is it really ties itself into the Marvel Universe very well. And the only most disappointing thing about it is that the movies are no longer going to tie it into the Marvel Universe.
Right.
Yeah.
That's at the same time, it's the best and the worst thing about it.
Well, that was going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean,
I want a
Warner
video
Brothers
game.
figured that out a long time ago. But to me, it was going to happen, and it hasn't hurt since the big split, between Marvel Entertainment and Marvel Studios
Right.
now. And so the big question is now, as we are going into the fall, looking at all the stuff post-split, meaning I think everything after Doctor Strange, that's when you should be looking to see if there's any problems at that point. But leading up to now, it's been all good.
Cool.
One big happy family.
Yeah.
For now.
Especially when Doctor Strange comes out.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. I think it's gonna be awesome.
Although we're just 1 week away from what's supposed to be the best movie of the entire.
Well, that's jumping ahead a bit. Jumping ahead. But yes, we're 1 week away.
Tell us a little bit about. I've heard some talk about a Star Trek series coming down the pipe.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that,
Brian
Keith.
Fuller, the guy behind Hannibal and the upcoming American Gods, is the showrunner for a brand new Star Trek program that they're saying now will be shot this fall, more than likely in Canada.
What will it be on? What network will it be on?
And that's the thing. It's not going to be on the network. It'll be the CBS platform All Access.
Oh, so it's like it's
a
their
web program.
Yes.
Their web program. Okay.
But it's
But
going to have incredible values, production values, and it's going to have Nicholas Meyer, who is
It's
the
actually
director.
going to be a lot more like Daredevil is on Netflix, except for it's for their CBS One
That's smart. That's
Yeah.
smart.
on-demand
Load
video
stuff
or
like that, yeah.
network
So you're going
on
to have
demand.
Nicholas Meyer, who was the director and co-writer of some of the best Star Trek films.
Yep.
And so he'll be working with that, and you're going to have support from Rod Roddenberry, Gene's son.
Awesome.
So my thing is they're looking at having this premiere sometime around January of next year. I'm ready.
All right, yeah, that'd be awesome.
I think everybody's ready.
Well, that'll drive viewership to CBS's web programming.
yes.
Are
Which
they
they-
going to
they're-
release them like on a weekly basis, or are they going to do like Netflix and release everything at one time?
That information has not been released right now. I think as we get closer to the premiere, I think they're considering their options. It'd be smart for them to release it all at one time, but
Well, the smart thing to do would be to do it one episode per week,
Yeah.
because they're trying to drive subscribers to stay on their platform.
Yes.
So, if you've got a 13-week season that runs over 3+ months, that's 3 months of revenue that they could collect.
Good point. But I think with today's, a majority of the people that seem to really be driving a lot of that are younger. And they are
Exactly.
completely used to binge watching. So if you're going to try to, put this out there with having to restart Star Trek on television with now almost as far as people under the age of 25 who are not used to seeing this on a weekly
Exactly.
basis, you're going to risk alienating a group of people who you're going to need in the future as far as viewers. Now, you and I, we're willing to wait because that's how we're used to Star Trek. This would be the first time that we would have the possibility of seeing something that you can just binge watch.
Right.
I agree with you. The smart money on that end financially
Sure.
would be to have it weekly. But with a lot of younger people, my kids,
They're not gonna wait.
They're not
You
going to
know what?
wait.
And that generation ain't wrong, because I know for a fact that he's binge watched Daredevil and season 2 of Daredevil.
Right.
I've binge watched Daredevil, Jessica Jones. I'm going to binge watch Luke Cage.
Lucas Cage.
Lucas Cage. I don't care.
I'll take Lucas Cage.
I don't care. We're
being fancy.
Since 8, I binge watched it all, and there's a commercial out there that talks about the show hole. I know exactly what that feels
Right.
like.
I think it really depends on what kind of episode format they really go with the Star Trek. I will not watch the Walking Dead series on a weekly basis.
He doesn't, and it's annoying.
It's because it has too many slow parts. I
Yep.
want to be able to binge watch all the way through.
You want it to
Yeah.
collectively build up, and I do that with shows too.
Yeah.
Supernatural this season is Supernatural.
Yep.
I'm just letting it build in, and we're
Yep.
gonna watch it all in one setting because I don't want to. I don't want to have to pull the. Which is crazy. That's it.
It is
growing
crazy.
up. Growing up, that's how TV was done.
But that's
you
the
wait, and here
uneven
we go.
part, though. That's what's been giving them problems in network television right now, because we've reached sort of like a cross-generational We're crossing the different ways generations watch things. So right now, like I said, anybody that's about 25 years or younger, they're used to binge watching versus anybody that's older than that.
Yep.
Us.
Yep.
So as we want to watch things weekly because that's what we're used to.
Yep.
Younger people are used to just having the whole thing there.
We're used to it, but I'm definitely.
Yeah.
I'll binge watch it much sooner, but I am patient enough to watch it, wait for a series to come out. But like I said, some series I've picked to just kind of say, just going to let it fill up, and then we're going to sit down and watch.
And that's
all
hurt a lot of TV shows.
Yeah.
Some believe.
Well, and the ratings are screwed up anyway.
Yeah.
The way they rate them, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Especially with the DVRs.
Oh yeah.
That blows everything up.
But that's what's killing shows like Agent Carter now.
Yeah.
It's looking like Agent Carter's not going to come back, even though it's a terrific show.
Good show, yeah.
Well, I think Agent Carter would have benefited more simply because of the cast, the way they work, and have other projects they want to be a part of. It would have worked better as a Netflix show, more like Sherlock. You do 3 hour, 10-minute episodes. You do it whenever they can get time together to shoot the films, and it just goes on Netflix.
Smart.
And you get one of those a year. Everybody would be happy, and it's a great show. It has a lot to it. It provides a female heroine that we don't really have, and it does it really well. It doesn't do it in a way that's just, I'm female and I'm a superhero.
Right.
It's a really great show. So I
think Marvel's all right because they've got Jessica Jones.
Yeah,
right. That's true.
It's also kind of costly to do a period piece, a costume period piece.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's easier, cheaper really to do something like Jessica Jones, which doesn't require that much. Cameras, the actors, you've got everything you need and you just shoot it.
Right.
So now we're looking at Charlie Cox, the lead actor from Daredevil, let it slip that we're looking at The Defenders this fall.
Which
cannot
into production.
come quick enough.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I just think that those Netflix shows have been done so well, and you can watch them immediately. I mean, it's just like that will be phenomenal. I'm looking forward to Iron Fist. I think it'll be great. However they do it, it'll be interesting to see how they pull it all off.
And Netflix just announced over the weekend that they're going forward with a Punisher series.
Yes. Well, which, by the way, he did a
John Bernthal.
unbelievable job in that.
He did amazing.
That dude's amazing.
Yeah.
And I gotta say that if there were one person on Netflix that definitely deserves to cross over into the films,
he would.
Oh my!
I don't
goodness.
understand why they wouldn't use any of those characters.
It's time.
in movies.
It's money. I would love to just make it all work together, but the business end of it is what it is.
Speaking of superheroes, let's segue to movies. Batman vs. Superman. What are our thoughts overall? Hawk, what are your thoughts on Batman vs. Superman? Ready, go.
Sit back and enjoy the show.
Right. For me, it's been an interesting experience overall. And mind you, I go into most things. I go in as a critic to prepare myself for other criticisms, but I'm honestly just the host of our show, so I get to enjoy them. But it was a great experience. Like, to the left of me was someone who hated this show, hated the movie, was upset, and to the right of me was someone that loved it. And I tell the same story. There was people in my theater crying when he died. That was awesome. I'm serious, and I did a poll of about 15 people from different showings. Uh-huh. Each one of them had someone that was physically bawling. It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy.
I went in there with absolutely no expectations. I avoided trying to hype myself up for it. I knew it wasn't going to be a Superman movie like I wanted. I knew it wasn't going to be a Batman movie like I wanted. I knew it wasn't going to be a DC movie like I wanted. So I went in there with no expectations and tried to just kind of watch it from a more fresh perspective. It was worth the money I paid for it, I think, but I don't think that it's one
you
to
got
one.
into it free at the Branson IMAX.
How was it good? I didn't see it in IMAX. Was it awesome in IMAX?
It was actually really good.
Is that worth the IMAX money?
I'll say this, and I love every movie I've seen on the IMAX. I'd rather see on the IMAX than a regular screen. It just feels so much bigger, so much more into the action.
All encompassing.
Shout out to the Branson IMAX. VisionCon and Fanatics and the Fan will be there.
There you go.
For Civil War.
We will be there for Civil War. But it's like it worked as a movie as on its own. I don't know what they're really trying to do with this universe, but
they put a lot of irons in that fire, and we'll
Yeah.
see if they can stay going. So
Now, and my question leads to the worst.
Well, no, we're still going around the table.
We'll get back.
That's what I was
All
going
right.
with.